Good day, everyone, and good day, Ms. Wendy. Today, we will be presenting our literature review. Along my colleague Anna Martin Chan and myself, we completed this research to know how climate change affects tourism.
First, we start with the abstract. So, this literature review explores how climate change affects tourism, just as my colleague has stated, but not tourism just in Belize, but also worldwide. It highlights the environmental, economic, and social challenges caused by rising global temperatures, sea level rise, and extreme weather events. We will be focusing on how climate change affects the tourism industry, not only, like I said, here in Belize, but also globally. We know that climate change is a big influencer when it comes to the economic state of a country.
So now we will get to what is the introduction. So, climate change is one of the most serious global issues today, presently, and tourism, especially, is very vulnerable to what is happening because tourism relies a lot on what is weather, the healthy ecosystem, safe environment for the tourists. But however, since temperatures are rising, there is extreme weather, and the sea level is rising a lot. This is disrupting the conditions of what is the destination so that tourists could go. So, in this review, we will look at how climate change affects tourism and why understanding this impact is really important, as it we'll also get to see how it reviews that researchers say about environmental and operational, even economic effects.
Now, these are some images of climate change affecting a country.
So now we will get to what is theme one, which is the environmental and ecological impacts. This is when climate change causes major environmental changes that affect tourism destination, and like rising temperatures, unpredictable weather, strong storms damage like coral reefs and even wildlife habitats. And coastal areas face erosion and even flooding. Coral reefs bleach due to the warm water caused by climate change. And all these environmental changes reduce the beauty and attractiveness and how safe these destinations are for the tourists. And the next one is tourist demand, seasonality, and behavior changes. And this is when changes in weather and risk perception influence when people travel. Some destinations become too hot, while others grow in popularity because of the conditions of the climate is better. And the next one is health, safety, and risk management. These are also um, health and safety risks like heat waves, storms, floods, wildfires, and poor air quality for the tourists that could actually affect them. So climate change also spreads a lot of diseases like dengue, um, malaria into areas that tourists may be traveling. And because of these risks, destinations need stronger like management strategies such as like warning systems and so on to keep the tourists safe.
Now we move to the next one that is infrastructure, operational and economic impacts. Now this is now when it comes to climate disaster damage hotels, airports and other facilities leading to financial losses, especially in small islands, nations and coastal areas that depend on tourism. So these will be like small places that will that is a great help in tourism, and that is when it comes to a damage. So those are examples on how climate change affects, and that will be in infrastructure, operational, and economic impacts. We move on to the last one, that is adaptation, mitigation, and resilience strategies. Now these are things that can help how climate change can reduce its effect. Now destinations are adapting by restoring ecosystems using renewable energy. That will be one. Building climate resilient infrastructure. Sustainable tourism practices help reduce emissions and safeguard the industry future. So these things will help, to reduce the effect of global warming in the tourism industry. In conclusion, climate change affects every aspect of tourism without a doubt, from the environment to the economy. Although this industry faces major challenges, it also has the opportunity to lead global sustainability efforts by adopting green technologies, protecting ecosystems, and planning for climate resilience. Tourism can remain a driver of economic growth while supporting environmental protection. Climate change is a great effect on tourism, but it can also be reduced and helped.
And well, lastly, we move on to what is the questions to see if you guys are paying attention. And the first question is, how does climate change affect tourism destination and traveler behavior? The next question is, what can tourism businesses do to adapt to climate risks? And the last one is, how can travelers help reduce tourism's contribution to climate change?
So this has come to the end of our presentation. We thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Miss Wendy. And this has been our literature review from me and Marlene Chan. And
Jasmine,
thank you so much.